morning and welcome to our workshop about hey, I can do this, how to achieve the goals that you want in life. Last summer, Angus Reid, Public Opinion Pollsters, did a survey for HSBC Bank. And in that, they asked 1,000 Canadians what their long-term goals were and what they wanted to achieve. And what they found was that about 98% of the people that responded did have an idea of what their long-term objectives were, but most of them didn't know how to get to those objectives. So that's why this is so important. And what you're going to see today as we go through this is a little bit of what we saw in Mike Prodluck's discussion, or was it Mike? Yeah, Mike Prodluck's discussion this morning. So I think that I almost had some of his slides made in advance. When we look at goals, we're looking for people that want to achieve goals. Now, this is a natural group for wanting to achieve goals because we're all goal setters. The thing about goal setters is that they want more and they want it sooner. And one of the things that's important to me as a goal setter is to have a positive state of mind. I find that all goal setters need to be positive in what they're doing all the time. Now, in your handouts, there's probably more material than will be covered today. There are 10 charts. If I gave you 5 minutes for each, that would be 50 minutes. This is a 45-minute presentation, so there'll be no time for questions. So feel free to use these sheets as they make sense to you. You'll probably get more value by using them later, except for a couple that I'm going to highlight. One of those is this first one here, which is called Feeling Great About Yourself. 5 positive mindsets. To me, these 5 positive mindsets are important. I like to start every day by basically taking an inventory of what's important to me in my life. So I look at my physical well-being, I look at my spiritual well-being, I look at the social relationships, my family, my friends, my wife, my clients, intellectual and financial health, because these basically are what make me me. And they're also the things that make me feel alive. And when I want to know how to improve an area, when something turns my crank, when I get excited or passionate about something, usually it comes back to one of those 5 things. And what I want to do then is have more of it. For example, one of the things that I really like is apple pie. But there's a limit to how much apple pie you can have. But anytime there's an opportunity to get a good apple pie, I'm there at the front of the line. Now, the thing about goals is that, and this gets back to Mike's presentation this morning, where he was talking about Einstein. Well, I sort of went back a little bit further. I went back to Newton, because Newton brought up the idea of thermodynamics, inertia. He said a bunch of other things, but one of them was a body in motion stays in motion unless it's acted upon by an external force. Now, to me, that external force is always going to be a goal, because this is what brings us out of ourselves and into something else. The other part of that is a body at rest stays in rest. The catch is, a body at rest that stays in rest is a stone. We are always in motion. Human beings are dynamic. And you have to keep working at things, because if you don't work at them, they're naturally going to be in a different motion than you want them to be in. Even the status quo takes work. So what we have then, as we go forward, we're always in a form of transformation. We're transforming ourselves from what we are now to what we're going to be in the future. And these transformations happen passively, as you see in many relationships that deteriorate. And they happen positively when you see how proactive approaches take things forward and make the world better. The thing about being proactive is this is the way we create our future. This is the way we instill things, goals into our lives to make our life better as we move forward. Now, our transformations need to be more than just proactive. They need to be purposeful. We've all heard the old expression from the Cheshire Cat, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. The thing is that we don't want to go on any road. We want to take our journey to the destination that we have in mind. And to do that, we need to figure out how to get from here to there. And quite often the easiest way to do that is to figure out where there is and where here is, and then back up, to reverse engineer things to come back where you are now. And when we do this, we can use the basic principles of cause and effect. Everybody knows that a cause causes an effect, right? Anybody not there? Who thinks that a cause doesn't have an effect? No hands. Okay, that's a good sign. Because causes have an effect, if you know what the effect is that you want, then you can put the cause in place. For example, I'm on level number 7 of my CC. If I want to be a competent communicator, I know that I've got to do the 10, and then I back up, but I have to start with number 1. So this is the idea of reverse engineering things. I wrote a book called Hey, I Can Do This, Your Guide to Getting What You Want. This is the basis for this seminar. And this is the result of, Vishal was very kind, he said, my adult life. This is over 40 years of work that's gotten me to this point, and I'm very proud of this because when I started it, I was interested in what makes goals work, what makes people achieve goals. And what I found was that there is a ton of stuff on how to write a goal statement. But there's this much about how to achieve the goal once you've written it. And so I said, my book is not going to be about writing goal statements. It's going to be about how to achieve the goal once you've got there. And in doing this, I wanted it so it would work with just about any goal that you could imagine, whether it's a physical health goal, a relationship goal, a financial goal. I wanted it to fit all of these, and I wanted it to work from the baby step-ish goal that you could have up to the most grandiose ideas you could come up with. And in doing this, I came up with 2 things, basically. I came up with a goal-setting process that focuses you on your goal. We're going to go through that in a minute. And a goal-achieving system that focuses on empowerment and persistence. Now, 2,300 years ago, Aristotle said this way. He said, first, have a clear, definite, practical ideal. And to me, this means focus. He says, second, have the necessary means to achieve your end. Wisdom, money, materials, methods. This is the empowerment dimension that I mentioned. And third, adjust all your means to that end. So, persistence. Now, when you have a goal, we're going to have these 3 dimensions. We're going to have focus, empowerment, persistence. But we're going to have a 4th thing too. A 4th thing is distractions. No matter what goal you have, if you're a living, breathing human being, you're going to get distracted. And that's not the problem. The problem is, how do you get undistracted? How do you get back into the goal that's important to you? And when we look at the first dimension here, the aspect of focus, focus is pretty straightforward. You have to decide what you want to get. But when we're doing that focus, we need to be sure that not only are we deciding what we want to get, but that we're prepared to get it, because everything comes with a cost.